Alrighty. Okay, we're going live, and hope you guys are out there and everything's going good. This is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises, an ATM Mastermind group page, and we're going live. I try to go live every Wednesday at noon. At the end of the month, I'll be at a conference, so I won't be available to go live, but just to let you guys know out there. So one of the things that happened last week or the week before is we had a location, and they were, they weren't fluent in English. They were fluent in another language. And when we went into the location, they needed an ATM because they had basically gaming machines, and they needed a cash solution. And the people were leaving, and they were going to another a liquor store down the street to get cash, and they were coming back. Sometimes they didn't come back. So one of the things that we were able to do is put an ATM in the location, solve their cash problem, because the location didn't have they didn't have here, this is one right here. So they didn't have a solution for their poker machines. And so now what happens is the location had to go, or the people had to go down to another location. So we put the ATM in, and everything was going smoothly for almost 2 years. Then what happened is something changed. I don't know exactly what it was. And the owner started telling me, hey, they want to buy their own ATM. And then from there, I said, look, we're not selling the ATM. We already have it. We already had the ATM here. And they said, well, if you don't want to sell it to me, then I'm going to look to buy my own ATM, and we're going to remove yours. And so I tried to talk to them through Messenger, but I want to have a meeting and set this up face to face. It always goes good face to face, but it didn't go good usually off of Messenger. So what we did is I tried to talk to that person. Well, then the person said, you know what, I'm not the right person to talk to. What you got to do is talk to my husband. So I try to reiterate the same. Let's set up a meeting. Let's figure out what the situation is. And it was basically, no, just come take your ATM out. No, just come take your ATM out. It was all the conversation was about. So I said, look, I said, we have an agreement that your wife signed years ago. And she says, no, I don't remember signing an agreement. I signed for the ATM. So I said, no, you signed an agreement for the ATM that allows us to put the ATM in your business. And she's like, well, send me the agreement. Then she sent me the agreement. She said, yeah, I signed this, but I didn't know this was for the deal. I said, no, it specifically spells out, this is what your surcharge is. This is how long the agreement is. This is what it is. So she said, yeah, I remember signing that. And I said, okay, well, so we had the meeting. So now when we had the meeting, the wife, she said, talk to my husband. So then I went over to the husband, and he said, just take the ATM out. I don't have any room. Well, it's been in the store already for 2 years. And it's a pretty big store, about 3,000 square feet. And they had plenty of room, and the ATM's already there. So what they said is, I said, well, it's already there. What's the issue? And he said, we don't have any issue. And I said, okay, but this is the reason why we put the ATM in the store, is because you guys got gaming machines, and your customers didn't have enough money. When they ran out of money, they were leaving your store, and they were going down 2 blocks to get money out of the ATM down there. And then they were coming back. And so the liquor store closes at 9 o'clock. You guys are open later. So your customers didn't have any money. They would leave. And so he asked this in their language to the wife. And the wife said, yep, that's true. And I said, here's what we did. He said, okay, well, what's the surcharge down at the liquor store? And I said, this is the amount. He said, what's our surcharge? I said, same amount. So he communicated to the wife, and the wife said, yep, this is all true. So and then I brought up a piece of paper that says, this is all the commission we paid you from conception. And he looked at it, and he says, okay. And he showed it to the wife, and the wife said, yep, that's true. And I asked him, I said, are you not getting your commissions? And he said, no, we're getting our commissions. And I said, are you getting the email that we send every month that says, this is how much you make? And they said, yes, we're getting that. And so I said, all right. So once he confirmed that they were getting the information, they were getting the amount of money, and then he said that the surcharge is the same as down the street. Then he said to me, he says, well, we don't have any issues. I said, so you want to keep the ATM? He said, yeah. I said, what was the issue? He goes, I didn't know that we were getting a commission, because he wasn't talking to the wife and the wife wasn't letting him know what was going on. So he was under the impression that he wasn't receiving anything. When he confirmed it with the wife that everything was right, then he was happy with the situation. So one of the issues is sometimes even in marriage, which is funny, and business, that some partners don't communicate to each other. And so one assumes one thing and the other one assumes another. But the whole conversation was saved, or the relationship was saved, and the location was saved, which is a good location, was because we had a location agreement in place. Because we did what we needed to do 2 years ago set it up. If I don't have that location, the guy tells me to take my ATM out, and I'm out the door. The power of the location agreement saved that location, saved the thing. Now, we didn't do anything wrong. The ATM's always full of money. The ATM, we provide the location with a documentation that shows them how much they make. We ACH their money into their account every month, so there's no issues. And the ATM isn't broke. So we were doing everything we had to do, but still we were asked to leave, and it was all because of a miscommunication in the situation where they didn't know what was going on. So now what we were able to do, because of power location agreement, we were able to salvage the relationship, build upon it again, just like when we started in the beginning, and then from there, save the location. So I can't stress to you enough how much that location agreement saves situations like this all the time. And a lot of times it's just miscommunication. Now, sometimes, as she pointed out to me in the beginning, that she wanted to purchase her own ATM. Well, they have to honor the agreement that we set in place when we set the agreement in place. So if you have an owner that says, you know what, I want to buy my own machine, that's not a problem. They can buy it, except for you got to wait till the agreement's done, and then at that stage they can buy the agreement. Now, if you want to let them out of the agreement, then you can do that. That'll be up to you. But they have to honor what they said in the beginning, just like you have to honor what you said in the beginning. So we have had issues where the owner says, look, I want to buy my own ATM. I want to be out of this thing. And I say, okay, fine. Well, we got a year left on an agreement. Here's what we'll do. We'll roll some of that into the purchase price. You can purchase the ATM, and we'll negotiate a deal. Because you know what? At that stage of the game, I can let it go. But if it's more than a year, then there's no point in letting that go, because that's revenue that you're missing out. And you might have to push back, and there might be some legalities involved, and that'll all be up to you. I always try to resolve whatever issues that they are. If they're usually the issue 99% of the time is somebody wants to make more money. Maybe the store owner wants to make more money. Maybe there's somebody that's pushing on the other side of the deal, is offering money to get into the location. I don't necessarily know what those deals are, but what I try to do is salvage the relationship and can keep myself in the game as long as possible. So I hope that story was helpful. I just want to bring that up. That's what happened this week. And you work real hard to have a good relationship with the store owner. You do real good throughout the course of 2 years. We've done a lot of times when I looked at, the thing's running low. It is a bit of a ways from our office. We had to send somebody down there, or myself had to go down there. So it was a bit out of the way. But you know what? We want to make sure that store was up and running, because we know how important that ATM is, especially for that small store, because they don't want to lose any business. So we have to do our job, which we always have. We're going to make sure that we get to stay in a location for doing our job. So, okay, we got a question that came in.